Welcome to our weekly market review. It's brought to you by Treasury One and ETM Analytics. As per usual, I'm joined by currency strategist Andre Cilliers. Andre, the US financial markets have really been the talk of the town of the past week as the global bond sell-off, just pushed US treasuries higher. And I saw that the attempted buyback, also didn't really make much of a dent. So we have this US Treasury situation which could have massive ripple effects across financial markets. And it's kind of against this backdrop. There's several important events happening in the US this week, including the first one, which is happening on Wednesday, is the PCE inflation data coming out. And we know that that's the one that the Fed watches very closely specifically. And I know at the surface, we're kind of expecting to see some relief come out of that data. But it seems to me like the underlying story is a little bit more complicated.
Yes, good afternoon to everybody. An interesting week. Friday is the Jackson Hole speech. It would really be the first speech from Mr. Walsh now at Jackson Hole. And it's going to be interesting. Up to now, if we look at him in his press conferences after the Federal Reserve meetings, not much that came to light. I mean, he's sort of focusing on inflation, the targets, data dependence, and so forth. But if you look at the figures, then inflation is fairly persistent. But you have to put inflation that's fairly persistent in context with a war that started at the end of February and March, April and May that had relatively high month-on-month changes in inflation. That contributes to the fact that the inflation rate is now fairly high above the target levels. At the same time, if you look at the whole economy and you specifically pull that through to the jobs data, then that seems to be coming under pressure. So two opposing things here. Inflation that says keep interest rates high for longer, jobless claims and figures and non-farm payrolls and all these things that says maybe with the cooling down of the economy, we should rethink this higher for longer narrative, maybe a little bit, because it could be possible that we might have to adjust our interest rate. So that makes the Jackson Hole speech of Mr. Walsh very, very important. Although I think he's not going to say too much, he's not going to hint into a very specific direction as to what one can expect from monetary policy, and we'll have to read very nicely between the lines. I think he's more or less going to focus on the way that things are managed by the Federal Reserve and how they operate. So more of an explanatory way of doing things during his term that is now really just in the beginning. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what comes out of that speech. But I think one of the other things that one should keep in mind here was this whole announcement by Treasury about the bond repurchase program and so forth. Now, if you do that, then if you buy bonds back, then you put money into the market, but you put money into the market that you don't actually have. So then you have to go and attract money out of the market, and you have to get people to buy short-term treasuries. So it's just basically a swap for a long-term debt for short-term debt. But the one thing that keeps on being thrown in when that gets discussed is the concentration of the repricing of debt and the repricing of debt that is now running into around 30 to 32% that expires within the next year. And being part of $40 trillion worth of debt. Now, this is massive amounts, and these are amounts and the repricing of that, and not only comes the repricing, but the pressure on refinancing these big, huge amounts on such a short basis could mean that the value of the dollar could come into a little bit of doubt over the next couple of months, and that we have seen over the last week that the euro picked up quite significantly against the dollar, and the dollar lost quite a bit of its color. So an interesting week, and we have to watch very closely what comes from this.
Yeah, so the Jackson Hole Symposium after the PCE, we skipped that now, but it's going to be very interesting. I know that Walsh was a bit of a closed book, and he might want to stay that way, but I think circumstances might dictate for him to be a little bit more open. I think especially when things are so up in the air and things are so uncertain, and if you take the US treasuries and inflation and all of that mixed back together, it's always better to be a bit more transparent, just to speak, I think, a bit more forward looking as what he would have liked to, just to kind of keep markets a little bit more calm. But let's see what happens at Jackson Hole this Friday. Then, as you mentioned, yes, the US dollar has come under some pressure, and currencies like the euro, some of the EM currencies, including the rand, has just been riding that softer US dollar wave.
Yes, the rand's riding the wave of a weaker dollar, stronger euro. Our terms of trade still look fantastically, but at the same time, with everything going on, repurchase program of bonds and everything that came out, that had a massive positive effect, for instance, on your gold price, but also on other commodities. And that, once again, with South Africa being a commodity country, works well in the favor of the rand. So at this point in time, a lot of positives that is reaching out to the strength of the rand and working into the favor of the rand, and not much that I can see at this point in time that will really dampen that positiveness around the rand at this point in time, not with all the negativities around the dollar going on. So geopolitical tensions also slightly lower at this point in time, with announcements that fighting is, I don't want to say that they're not going to fight at all and they're not going to have a war at all anymore, but it is subsiding and it is looking better, and all of that works into the favor of the gold price, favor of the rand, and so forth. So I think we're in for a bit of a quieter period for the rand, and most probably sticking to a 1590, 1610 kind of trading range, with the absence of real new catalysts that come in this week. But Friday would be quite a determining factor to see which way the dollar runs after the Jackson Hole speech. But once again, keep in mind that will only really have an effect next week, Monday onwards.
That's right. So it's a frozen conflict situation, a lot happening out of the US, and that could give and dictate some direction for the local currency. But I'm sure there will be plenty to catch up on next week when we chat again. Thanks, Andre.